Hello, everyone. This is my local Christian school group where we learn about God and we encourage students to be the light of God in their school.
Sermon, but it's got a lot of really valuable knowledge in here that came straight from God, all right? So today we're going to be learning about trusting in God. And we're going to be using a verse in Proverbs, which Proverbs is a part in the Bible. And it's going to help us learn what that means. Now, trusting in God is really hard, but it's very important for every one of you. No matter who you are, it's super important. All right? And we're also going to be looking about a man in the Bible who had to trust God in a really tough circumstance. So I'm going to read the verse from Proverbs. Everybody listen up. Proverbs 3, verse 5 to 6. Trust in the Lord with all your heart, and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways submit to him, and he will make your path straight. So this verse, what I found that really stuck out to me was trust and submit. Those two words. Trust in the Lord with all your heart, and in all your ways submit to him. And this verse really highlights those 2 points of interest, all right? So trust and submission are both intertwined. You cannot fully submit to someone unless there's a foundation of trust. Trust is like a solid ground upon which the act of submission stands. When trust is present, submission becomes a natural response. Without trust, true submission becomes challenging, as the very idea of submitting relies on the confidence that one you're submitting to is reliable and worthy of your trust. Or, in other words, real submission relies on real trust. So, I want you to just think in your mind about how you've lately been trusting in God. Just think about it as we go through this. Alright? So, we're going to be learning about a guy named Abraham. Who knows who Abraham is? Tolu, stop. Good. Zane, who's Abraham?
Abraham was a son of God.
A son of God. So Abraham was a prophet from God, and his job was to build Israel. He had to maintain faith, trust, and submission to God because God was using him in a really important way. God was using him to literally build the foundations of a future country. All right? So we're going to be reading 4 verses from when God calls Abraham to do a lot. Here, just listen. Genesis 12, verse 1 to 4. The Lord had said to Abraham, go from your country, your people, your father's household, to the land I will show you. I will make you into a great nation. I will make your name great, and you will be a blessing. I will bless those who bless you, and whoever curses you, I will curse. And all peoples on earth will be blessed through you. So Abraham went to the Lord Abraham went as the Lord had told him, and Lot went with him. Abraham was 75 years old when he set out of Haran. So, let's see what happens here. God's like, you need to leave your country, leave your house, and I'm going to show you the way, and you're going to make this huge, awesome impact for me, but you got to be guided by me and trust me throughout the process. So think about this. For example, if God was like to all of you, he was like, go from your house, leave America and all your friends, and I will bless you. You will do awesome things in my name and will be a big impact on the world for my sake and will glorify me. But you just got to trust me through that. Think about that. Would you leave all this community you have if God called you to, if it was his will? That's something that I really struggle with. Even for me, I don't know if I'd have enough trust for that, especially. So, that's a very important thing. And I actually want to tell you guys a joke I have. Alright? This is kind of funny. Why did Abraham never make a good travel agent? Why? Because every time God told him to go, he didn't know where he was heading until he got there. So keep in mind, when God called Abraham to leave, when God called Abraham to leave, Abraham did not know where he was going. It's not like God used Google Maps. It was like, you're going to Britain, all right. So, here's the deal. I know that's funny, right? But this is on a more serious note. Abraham was called to leave his country. And it was a big thing God was doing. But what if I told you God is doing that in your life, just in a different way? You maybe are not being called to build a whole country, but maybe you're called to share Jesus with people. Maybe you need to take your relationship with God more seriously, or even help the poor, do missionary work. All these great things God could be calling. But if you don't trust Him and you aren't guided by Him, you wouldn't think you would hear that, right? So ask yourself this. Are you trusting in God with everything that you have? Will you be willing to lay down your entire life for God this instant? For me, I would struggle with that. If the answer is no, then we need to grow. And grow through trusting in God. And understanding that trust and submission is how you grow with God. That's the biggest thing I want to stress. So I'm going to read this verse again, but with a new light of what you guys have learned, all right? Proverbs 3, verse 5 to 6. Trust in the Lord with all your heart, and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways submit to Him, and He will make your path straight.